Sika BlackSeal Elastic. How to apply it correctly. Sika is a global leader in waterproofing systems with over 100 years' experience in this field. BlackSeal Elastic is Sika's new paint-on waterproofing membrane for the exterior of concrete walls below ground. It's the only BRANZ Appraised paint-on waterproofing membrane on the New Zealand market. The great thing about BlackSeal Elastic is that it's easy to prep and easy to apply. The following video shows how to apply it correctly. All you need are some basic tools and a block wall. Here's ours. Rather than get in the way of everyone on an actual building site, we built this. It'll do the job just fine. Tools needed. First, you'll need the right tools for the job. A bolster, hammer, grinder, rubbing block, a dusting brush, patching mortar, BlackSeal 1 sealant and an applicator gun, masking tape, box cutter, spatulas, gloves, a good quality brush, clean water, a couple of buckets, and a 20-litre pail of the good stuff, Sika BlackSeal Elastic. Protective gear. And remember to always wear your protective gear, including glasses and gloves. Preparing the wall. Here we are. We've arrived on site and the blockies left this for you. Like most building jobs, it's all in the prep. Take a bit of time to prep the wall properly and you'll have no problems. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of all these dags so you've got a good clean surface to seal on. Have a chat to your blocky beforehand so he leaves you with flush pointed mortar joints and no holes. Remove any waste mortar from the bottom to expose the footing as well. Then smooth the blocks down with either a carborundum stone or, if you don't have one of those, a piece of concrete block will do. Next, you need a clean, dust-free surface, so give the wall a brush down. Or if it's really dirty, give it a wash with clean water. Flushing. If there are any gaps in the mortar, you'll need to fill those in too. You want a smooth, clean surface to work with. Put a bit of mortar mix on a spatula and press it into any gaps or holes you find. Remember, if you don't take the time to do this prep properly, you won't get a watertight wall. Once the holes have been filled, give it time to dry. Then use your rubbing stone to smooth off the repaired areas. Footings. Now you've cleaned the wall, you need to make sure the footing is exposed. Time for a bit of spade work. As you can see, we've simulated the dig down to the side of the footing. It's critical that when the job is completed, a drain coil is installed at the base of the footing. If the blockwork has been laid back from the edge of the footing as shown here, it's very important to install a triangular fillet of mortar to allow water to run off to the drain coil rather than pooling at the base of the blocks. Corners and edges. Wherever you have an external sharp corner, you need to knock that sharp edge off, because just like paint, BlackSeal Elastic won't seal properly over a sharp corner. So we need to chamfer it, and a grinder is the fast, easy way to do the job. Use the grinder to take any sharp edges off the footings too. Then, as a final touch, use your rubbing stone to knock any remaining sharp areas off, and then give the wall a final clean. Joints and pipes. If your wall has a control joint, give it a clean out with the grinder to remove any dags and sharp edges. Give it a quick brush. Then insert a Sika PEF backing rod to fit snugly in the joint to a depth of at least 10 mm. This provides a solid base so the joint can be filled correctly. For a professional finish, mask off both sides of the control joint to keep the blockwork clean and tidy. This is Sika BlackSeal 1. It's a bitumen-based sealant specifically for sealing joints under BlackSeal Elastic or any other bitumen-based products. Apply the sealant from the bottom up. Then work the sealant hard into the joint to fill any gaps and to get the best adhesion. It's important to do this immediately before a skin starts forming. If you have a pipe protruding from the wall, it needs to be sealed off too. Just as we did with a control joint, fill the gap with a length of Sika PEF backing rod to a depth of at least 10 mm. Then apply a bead of Sika BlackSeal 1. Again, tool off the sealant immediately before a skin forms. Mixing the primer. Now we're ready to put on the first primer coat of BlackSeal Elastic. Remove the sealed lid to reveal the good stuff. At this point, make sure you're wearing gloves. Give the BlackSeal Elastic a good mix. Using a drill is the most effective way to do this. The primer coat is simply a 50-50 mix of BlackSeal Elastic and clean, fresh water. How easy is that? 1 part of water into your spare bucket first, then 1 part BlackSeal Elastic. Give it a good mix, and you're ready. Primer application. A good quality soft bristle brush like this one is crucial to doing a good job. Apply the primer evenly, working it well into the pores of the blockwork and remembering not to leave any small unprimed areas. Application. It's always a good idea to leave the lid on the pail when you're priming and between coats. This helps ensure that the surface doesn't skin and it stays fluid and easy to apply. When you apply it, make sure it's applied in a uniform crisscross manner, laying it off in a uniform horizontal direction as you go. The correct application rate is 2 square meters per litre per coat. Allow at least 4 hours for the first coat to dry. It's important the first coat is dry, so don't rush things at this stage. On the second coat, apply it in the same crisscross manner to ensure complete coverage. Remember, 2 square meters per litre per coat. But this time, lay it off in a uniform vertical direction as you go. First coat horizontal, second coat vertical. This will ensure complete coverage, so any water can run down easily over the final surface. As you can see, as it dries, it turns from a dark mushroom colour to its final solid black appearance. Protection sheet application. Once the Sika BlackSeal Elastic is fully dried and within 48 hours, you will need to protect it from UV exposure and any backfill damage with Sika protection sheets. Make sure the dimples on the protection sheets are facing in. This ensures any water will flow easily down to the drainage coil at the bottom. Trim the sheets to fit. Correct drainage. A minimum 100mm diameter drainage coil must be installed at the base of the footing and covered with a geotextile fabric. The drain coil must have a minimum fall of 1 to 200 and discharge to an approved drainage outlet. Backfilling should be done with a suitable granular free draining material such as scoria. And that's it. A below ground concrete block waterproofing job. Well done. For more information, talk to the waterproofing experts at Sika New Zealand.